Welcome back, everybody. I hope that this last Sunday's service was as moving for you as it was for me. And I hope that you've had some time now to reflect on what was sung, what was prayed, and perhaps what was said during my sermon. Of particular note, and what I want to emphasize during our postscript today, is the book that I referenced in my sermon, which some of you were familiar with. You told me after the service, others maybe not. The title of the book is Caste, The Origins of Our Discontents. And it was written by Isabel Wilkerson. It's a remarkable work, not just because it showcases this experience globally, which is rare to see a body of research and work that can apply so broadly and accurately, but of particular importance for us is its examination of how in every society these very rigid boundaries, these castes, these divisions are maintained. We, as a community of faith, know that we're called by God to celebrate the belovedness of each person. We're not called to create castes, to create divisions, to build walls. We're called to reach over or under those barriers. We're called to remove obstacles. And yet, this image, this mechanism of caste has functioned quite well all over the world and continues to do so. Now, it may not be legislated as such, right? You don't see politicians either in India or in the United States or in Canada or anywhere else for that matter talking about caste. But we know that economically, culturally, linguistically, there are caste divisions, there are barriers and boundaries that are rigidly maintained. And I believe that we as people of faith, as followers of a very disruptive God who decided to dwell among us and caused quite a tumult, that's what this journey into wilderness, I believe, is all about as we fast approach the season of Lent. We are called to disrupt caste. We are called to question the divisions that have been raised or developed or concocted by the powers that be. We're called to consider in our own lives things that we do or have done that have been a part of maintaining those boundary lines, those rigid boundaries that are sometimes violently maintained through force. We, as people of faith, are called to help co-create a different kind of community. One that doesn't have those caste divisions, one where each person receives what they need in full so that the whole community can be built up. We are a community of uplift, not just morally, but materially. We are called to share so that all might have what they need. I invite you, as we prepare our hearts and minds to enter this Lenten season, to reflect on how we can be further disruptions to a maintained caste system in our own country and our own lives and our communities. And I also want you to think about one way that you can get involved that will be that disruption. If you want to share it with me, that's great. I look forward to hearing any responses you might have. I'm doing a little work myself in that area, but know that we're in this together and caste will not have the last word.